What's going on, all my toy collectors and DC fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new DC Superpowers line by Mcfarlane Toys. Now these figures right here are based off of the 1980 Superpowers line by Kenner, but these newer figures are going to be introducing a new take on some of the characters' costumes and also introducing new characters that weren't made back in the 80s. Now there's a total of 4 different waves. I think the 4th wave is up for pre-order right now. So I only have the first 3 waves and I don't have every single character that's been released so far. Only because I started late on collecting this line because I didn't know how far Mcfarlane was going to take this. I hate starting to collect a line and then the toy company just ending it and then you feeling like you got scammed out of not getting all the characters. So I waited a little bit and now I've just been collecting it lately and that's why I'm doing a review for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back as we unbox these really cool toys and see if they're worth joining the rest of the toys that I have here in the Cave of Wonders. Let's get to it. Okay, now I want to start off with letting you guys know that when Mcfarlane first released these Superpower figures that they were Walmart exclusives, so you're only able to get them at Walmart, at least the first 2 waves. After that, he decided to go ahead and open it up to Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, and Entertainment Earth. So now you guys are able to find these toys at all them different places. Now, starting off with John Stewart as Green Lantern, this right here is one of the figures that was in the first wave. The first wave I missed out on just because I didn't want to start collecting it because I didn't like the way some of the figures looked at first. I think the first wave had a total of 7 figures, which was Hush Batman, Superman, Bright Red Flash, Darkseid, Wonder Woman, Batman Who Laughs, and then, Green Lantern right here. But like I said, I didn't like some of the figures, so I didn't buy them. I only bought select figures that I really liked. So this right here is one of the figures in the first wave. Now I've already measured this package out for you guys. It's 7 inches long by 9.5 inches tall by 2 inches in depth. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need if you're going to be displaying this in the box. And you can see right here it says DC, let you know that this is part of the Superpowers line. And this is the old logo right there from back in the 80s as well. Let you know the character we're going to be looking at, which is Green Lantern, new for 22 because these figures started coming out in last year in 2022. Shows you John Stewart right here, shows you a clear package window showing you the character and his accessory right here, which is Lantern. Right here's what it looks like. On the back you can get a little read up on John Stewart right there. You can see 2 vehicles that released when the line had first came out. This right here is that Superman I don't have, a Darkseid I don't have, and then a Hush Batman. And like I said, I just didn't like the way they look because that wasn't the way the Darkseid looked in the old Superpowers TV show, and that wasn't the Batman either. And this Superman looked a little funny. He looked cool, but I was like I said, I wasn't going to invest, until I seen the other characters that were coming out. And then when that came out, then I was like, yeah, I got to get John Stewart right there, and I got to get these vehicles. But yep, pretty cool box right here. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be keeping these in the box. These figures cost around $9.99 unless you get them on sale. So, but let's go ahead and crack him out of the box, okay? Okay, now here's Green Lantern out of his packaging. You can see he comes with his little lantern accessory right here. I want to let you guys know that not all of these figures come with a weapon or accessory, but he's one of the ones that do. Taking a look at it up close, it's all one color, just green, so it's not going to be painted, any kind of extra chrome around the handle or anything like that. It doesn't light up. These figures are around $9.99 unless you get them on sale. A lot of these figures I got on sale for about $5 or $6. But yep, comes a little lantern accessory. The figure himself measured him out to about 4 3/4, so almost 5 inches. And he's only going to have about, I think, 7 points of articulation. His head rotates around. His arms do come up. They do go down. His legs do kick out. And then his knees do bend right there. So he's not going to have a whole lot of articulation just because, like I said, he's only $10. But he's also based off of those old Superpowers figures back in the 80s. So I'm sure that's probably why they kept the articulation minimum, all right? His face does look really cool. Like I said, you're not going to get a crazy detail or paint jobs like you do with the multiverse figures because obviously them are, $20 to $30 figures, and these are only, on the $10 price point, made for kids basically. But yeah, really awesome looking figure. I love the way this one looks, man. No peg holes on the bottom of the feet, just so you guys know in case you guys are trying to, plug these into some kind of, peg stands or something like that. But yeah, man, awesome looking figure, man. All the detail on his little emblem right there all looks really good. You can see the little green ring right there. And like I said, his hand is open right here. That way he can hold his little accessory. Let's go ahead and throw that in. Yep. And you guys see, he can hold his little accessory. But yep. All right, let's move on to the next figure, okay? Okay, now up next, we're going to be taking a look at the Batman Who Laughs. I accidentally already opened up his packaging, not paying attention. But this right here is how the front of his packaging basically looked. All the same measurements, like I said, 7 inches long by 9.5 inches tall by 2 inches in depth. This right here is the back of the box. A little read up on the Batman Who Laughs in case you're not familiar with him. Some of the other characters in the first wave. Like I said, I don't have any of these guys, but these two right here. Some of the vehicles. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. Now taking a look at the character up close, you guys can see that he doesn't have any kind of accessories. Like I said, not a these characters do. He measures out to the same 4 3/4. So, you know, with the top of his little metal ears, he's almost at 5 inches right there. And taking a look at him up close, really cool. Really cool little bit of detail. I mean, like I said, this figure is newer in the 2000s, so obviously he wasn't part of that old Kenner Superpowers line or in that Superpowers cartoon. But it's just really cool that Mcfarlane decided to throw this character into this new line. So, and that's the thing. That's kind of one of the reasons why I passed on it, because I seen like the Hush Batman, and I didn't like the way that Darkseid looked. And I thought these figures were, like I said, gonna be gonna be based off of that old cartoon. And I didn't see any of the outfits that I thought I would see from that old cartoon in those figures that had been released. So I didn't bother collecting them at first. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All the same articulation as Green Lantern right there. Let's move on to the next figure. Now up next we have Deathstroke. This character right here would have been in the second wave if I remember. You can see a clear package window of the character that's inside. You can see he does come with the little weapon right here. Comes with his sword. You can see the name of the character, Deathstroke, and then an image of him right here. All the same measurements. Taking a look at the back of the box, you can see all the characters in the first wave. Like I said, we only looked at Green Lantern and we looked at Batman Who Laughs so far. I don't have any of these characters right here. But these two right here, I think in their second wave, that's Deathstroke. A little read up on Deathstroke in case you're not familiar with him. Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box, all right? Okay, now here's Deathstroke out of the box. You can see he has his little sword weapon right here. Let's take a look at that up close. You can see it has two different paint colors. It has the yellow on the handle and then like chrome right here on the blade. If you guys heard me say earlier from that first wave that Green Lantern that John Stewart is holding is only one solid color, and as you guys can see, he decided to go ahead and paint the extra details instead of just making this all gray, which is pretty cool. Now taking a look at the character up close, all the same articulation and really cool looking paintwork. I love his eyes. I love that face right there. Really awesome. All the different blues. The bright colors right here. The black, even the texture in his suit right there. I think that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool for the price point, only 10 bucks. You can see he has his little blade right there hooked onto his leg. That's not removable. Like I said, no kind of, toe articulation or anything like that. Now, I did notice something on this figure that I didn't notice on John Stewart. He does have peg holes in the bottom of his feet, so you guys can peg this character in, which is kind of weird how that first, at least John Stewart. I don't know about Superman or that Hush Superman from the first wave, if the rest of them figures didn't have holes in the bottom of the feet, but at least this character does so far. And we'll take a look at the other ones as well. But let's go ahead and throw his weapon in his hand real fast so you guys can see how he looks. We can get it in there. There you go. Yep. Pretty cool looking figure. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, okay, guys? Okay, now here's my boy Nightwing. This right here is the front of his box. You can see Nightwing right there. All the same information that you've seen on the other cards. This right here is an up-close look at him inside of the bubble. You can see he comes with two little bow staffs right there. Back of the box, you can see the rest of wave 1 right there. And then I think this starts right here with wave 2. Deathstroke, who we just looked at, and then Nightwing. This is a little read up on Dick Grayson in case you guys aren't too familiar with him. Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box, okay? Okay, now here he is out of the box. You can see he comes with his two little weapon accessories right here. They're all gray. They're just, round plastic or whatever. No kind of like a little wrapping right there or anything like that. Just like a darker gray, kind of like a shiny. You can see like the little speckles of paint right there in them. And they just fit in both of his hands right there. Now this figure came out the same size as the other ones, 4 3/4. Taking a look at him up close. Really good work. I like how they did his eyes nice and white. Mask, all the paint work looks really good on his face. You can see on his chest, it's like a gloss on the black and a gloss on the blue. But then on the arms, it's like a flat black. There's nothing shiny on there at all. So even the black, the black has a little bit of shine, but it's still flat. Even the blue is like a flat. So I like actually how they did that. I think that looks pretty cool. So, yep, all the same articulation. Like I said, now I think maybe that first wave, they just didn't put those holes in the bottom of the feet. And I think they, maybe people complained or something like that. Like, hey, I can't stand these figures up, because you can't, bend their legs open or anything like that. So it's nice to see that maybe he realized that and decided to go ahead and do that. But yep, pretty cool looking figure. Let's go ahead and throw his weapons in his hands. And right there's how he looks. Yep. Let's go ahead and move on to the next figure. Okay, now here's my boy Arthur Curry as Aquaman. Taking a look at him in the front of the box, you can see a clear package window showing you the character. You can see his little trident right here. Now this Aquaman, unlike the old 80s Aquaman, he doesn't have short hair. He has long hair and he has a beard. If you guys remember, the old Aquaman, had short hair and he didn't have that beard and stuff. But yep, all the same measurements for the box. Let's take a look at the back. You can see all the characters now in the first wave. This right here is the second wave. I might be wrong. You guys let me know down in the comments. But like I said, I think this is all the second wave. I don't have this figure right here. I don't have Manta. So I think he's actually a really hard figure to find. I think he might just be shipping out to stores right now because I see some people have been finding them. But so far, I haven't been able to find that figure at all. A little read up on Aquaman. And yeah, let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. Okay, now here's Aquaman out of the box. You can see his little trident accessory right here. Let's take a look at it up close. It's kind of like a flat yellow, like a flat goldish color. No kind of extra detail in the plastic or anything like that. Just one solid color. No wrapping or anything like that. Pretty cool little accessory. Like I said, a lot of these figures don't even come with one. Taking a look at Aquaman up close. Face looks pretty good. No kind of paint defects or anything like that. You can see he has his beard, his gold locks, basically. He has long hair. You can see all that texture, all the scales in his orange up here in the upper bodysuit and in his arms. Now I can see that he has like a glossy chest right here in the upper part, but then all the green on his gloves and on his legs is all like a flat green, which is pretty cool, man. I like it that it's not all just like a shiny figure. He has all the same articulation. He does have peg holes. Let's go ahead and fit his trident in his hand real quick, all right? Right there's how he looks. Now, like I said, their elbows don't bend, so, it's not like you can bend his arm and have it kind of like standing at his side, unless like you hold it up like that, okay? But, yep, pretty cool looking figure. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, up next we got my boy Batman in his classic bat suit. This right here is the same suit that he wore in the Superpowers TV show, if I remember. And this is what the figure basically looked like. I'm not even sure if his face was painted black on that old figure or not. It might have been, but like I said, I didn't really have a lot of those old Kenner Superpower figures. But this right here is the front of the box. You can see a Batman logo right there. Superpowers. You can see Batman right here. You can see he doesn't come with any kind of accessories, but he does come with a detachable cape. This right here is the back of the box. You can see the characters right there that are some of the ones we already looked at and ones that we're going to be looking at. You guys can pause that if you guys need to read up on Batman, read up on Bruce Wayne in case you guys don't know who Batman is. Let's go ahead and get him out of the box. Okay, now taking an up-close look at Batman, you can see he doesn't come with any kind of accessories. Like I said, he does come with a detachable cape. Measuring him out for you guys, he comes out to 4 3/4. His ears are a little bit taller, so 4 7/8. I also want to point out that Aquaman right there that we just looked at, that Aquaman also came out to almost 5 inches. So far, he's actually the tallest figure out of the ones that I've already looked at. He was, like I said, 4 and maybe 7/8, so a little bit taller than the 4 3/4 than most of the other figures, okay? Now taking a look at him up close, I love these colors that they picked for him. I think this is really cool, man. I love the way this looks right here. And like I said, his cape is detachable. You can just easily just pull it right off if you guys want to. You know, all the same articulation. Love that classic, you know, bright yellow belt right there. No kind of paint defects on his Batman symbol on his chest. His face looks really cool. I love how the front of it's black right there. Yeah, really cool looking figure. I love the way this looks. Has the peg holes. Like I said, I also want you guys to take note that his there's no holes in his hands right there. They're completely plastic. So there's no way you guys can, if you guys are taking weapons from another figure or something like that, like a grappling gun or a boomerang or anything like that, you guys can't you know, put the bat ring or anything like that in his hand, okay? Because there's no hole for it. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one, all right? Okay, now up next we got my boy Robin. I'm gonna guess this is Tim Drake, just by the way his suit looks right here. It's an older classic, you know, bright green and red colors right there. So I'm gonna guess this is Tim Drake. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, there is something I want to mention though for all you mint on card collectors. A lot of these plastic you know, shield cases right here, they just slide right off. You know, they don't like rip the plastic or anything like that. So, you know, just be aware of that you might have to, when you get these in the mail, if you don't find these in the stores and they get mailed to you, that they might just pop right off and you might have to re-glue them, okay? I like a lot of mint on card stuff, but mostly old Toy Biz and Kenner stuff like that from back in the day. That's the stuff that I normally keep in boxes. This would be pretty cool to keep on card as well, but you know, it's not something I grew up with, so I'm not too attached to these figures, you know what I'm saying? You know, and like I said, if I ever want to collect them again mint on card, I know I can buy them. They weren't too expensive. But this right here is the back of the box. If you guys want to read up on Robin, and it actually is Tim Drake. So yeah, if you guys want to read up on Tim Drake as Robin, you guys can pause that. But yep, let's go ahead and get him out of this packaging real quick. Okay, now here's Robin out of the box. Right off the bat, I could tell that this character is a little bit shorter, which isn't a problem for me because I want my Robin to be shorter than Batman. So I measured him out and he came out to actually 4 3/8. So not even 4 1/2. Like I said, most of these other characters, the figures came out to 4 3/4. So he's a bit shorter than these other figures right here. But like I said, not a problem for me. I want my Robin to be shorter than Batman, so that's not an issue for me at all. Now he doesn't come with any kind of accessories, but he does come with a detachable cape, just like Batman did right there. Taking a look at him up close, this is definitely Tim Drake. No issues on the paintwork at all. His R looks really good. Little sculpting right here on the gloves, a little bit of padding and stuff. Boots are nice and black rather than making them like red or yellow or anything. I think that's pretty cool. Like I said, his cape is detachable. All the same articulation as all these other figures right there. His hair is brushed over. Has peg holes, so that's good. Awesome looking figure, man. I love these little figures. Like I said, for the $10 price point, you really can't complain. I would have liked some kind of accessory, like, you know, anything, but, you know, I'm not going to trip about it. Like I said, I got a lot of these figures on sale for like something like $5.50 or $6. So I thought that was a really good deal for the price that I paid. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, up next, we got my girl Wonder Woman, aka Princess Diana. You can see right here, we have a clear package window showing you the characters inside. All the same measurements for the box, same Superpowers logo. You can see Wonder Woman right there. And this is actually the second Wonder Woman that they released. In the first wave, they released Wonder Woman. Same figure, it's just she had a red cape instead of a blue one. She might have had a little bit different color skirt right here rather than the bright blue with the stars. I'm not really sure. I just didn't collect that figure as well. Like I said, I missed out on a lot of the first wave. Taking a look at the back of the box, yeah, there she is right there from the first wave. You can see she has darker blue, a darker blue skirt, and then she has a bright red cape rather than the blue cape that she has right here. That right there is a little read up on Wonder Woman in case you guys want. And then you guys can see the difference between the two Wonder Women right here. So yeah, a lot more yellow on the symbol rather than the gold. And like I said, I wanted them the original Superpowers looking Wonder Woman. That's why I didn't even bother collecting, like I said, this first line. I really wanted, there's a second wave that really got me basically. But yeah, let's go ahead and crack her out of the box, all right? Okay, now here's Princess Diana out of the box. You can see she doesn't come with any kind of lasso or sword or shield or anything like that. Like I said, it would have been nice if she came with something like that. If you gave Deathstroke a sword, you know, you should have gave Wonder Woman her sword or at least her lasso or something like that, all right? But she does come with a detachable cape right here. Taking a look at her up close. Like I said, I like these colors a lot better. Like I say again, you know, this is why I skipped on that when they first got released, that first wave, because I didn't feel like, you know, I didn't feel like they, you know, reminisced the old Superpowers line with the Hush Batman and the way, you know, the Batman who laughs and stuff. That's why I just kind of skipped out on it. But, you know, that second wave really drew me in, you know. Taking a look at the figure herself, all the same articulation. She has like that, like a darker blue on her little gauntlets right here, basically. That light blue on the stars. I already showed you guys the difference between this Wonder Woman and that one from the first wave. But yep, peg holes in her feet right there. Face is painted really nice. No issues at all. Let's see what she measures out to real quick. Just because some of these figures are, you know, measuring out to a little bit different sizes. She is 4 5/8, so not as tall as the typical 4 3/4 as most of the other figures, but she's also not as short as Robin, which is fine because you know, I kind of want her to be a little bit smaller than Superman and Batman actually, so no issues there at all. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, now getting into the third wave right here, you can see we have Flash. The first Flash was more of a bright red with like a yellow belt, yellow gloves and stuff. As you can see, this one right here is more of like a darker, you know, like a darker burgundy red, basically. All the same measurements on the box. You can see Flash right there, the name Flash up here. Taking a look, you can see it doesn't come with any kind of accessories, which I'm not going to trip about because Flash normally doesn't have any kind of weapons. Taking a look at the back of the box, you can see that first Flash right there. Like I said, you know, bright yellow, bright red, and then this one right here. I wouldn't mind actually getting that Flash. So if I can find him in stores, maybe I'll get my hands on him. Like I said, I skipped out on all these ones right there. So this is right here is a little read up on Flash himself. Yep. Now this right here is Wally West, not Barry Allen. And yeah, let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. Okay, now here's my boy Flash out of the box. Let's measure him up real quick. He comes out to 4 3/4, so he's about the same size as most of the other figures that we looked at, besides Wonder Woman and Robin right there. Take a look at him up close. Like I said, the first wave, you seen that Flash had like a bright red, you know, bright gold or bright yellow. This one right here is a more darker red, gold right there on his boots, gold on his belt and everything on his symbol. Great paint work. I love the fact that this character is more of a flat, like a flat. It's not high gloss, so all the red is flat. All the gold is flat besides like right on his chest right there. But his eyes look really cool. I love that work. Great artwork, man. Great paint work. So all the same articulation, no kind of accessories or anything like that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, up next we got my boy Superman. Now this is the second Superman that the Superpowers line had dropped. The first one was in the first wave. Like I said, that Superman had like a red underwear rather than that belt, and a brighter blue suit basically, instead of the darker blue version he has right here. This Superman, I'm going to guess, is based off the new 52 version. All the same dimensions on the box. Taking a look up close, you can see he has a removable cape, but no kind of accessories, which is perfectly fine for me. Taking a look at the back of the box, you guys can go ahead and pause that and read up on Superman if you guys need to. And then this right here, you guys can see is the first Superman that had came out in that first wave. And as you guys can see, he had like a bright yellow belt and then those red underwear, basically, that this one doesn't have. All right. Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box, all right? Okay, now here he is out of the box. Taking a look at him up close, you guys can see that he doesn't have holes in his hands either, which is an issue. I'm not planning on putting any kind of weapons or accessories in his hand just because, you know, he's Superman and he doesn't need them. But let's measure him out for you guys real quick. He is almost 5 inches. So a little bit probably taller than Aquaman by maybe a 16th, because Aquaman came in at 4 7/8. So he's a little bit taller than that Aquaman over there. So far, I'd probably say he's the biggest figure that I've done out of all of these so far. Now, taking a look at him up close, You can see that, like I said, he doesn't have like the red underwear. I think this outfit is based off of the new 52, basically. He has, you know, bright blue eye, not as bright as the first figure. I seen the first figure in stores when I passed on him, and that figure had like really bright blue eyes. But this one right here, they definitely toned it down. He's not as shiny. You can see his belt right there. His boots, he does have those peg holes right there in case you guys got little figure stands. Like I said, no holes in his hands. Removable cape. He does have the S on the back of his cape, which is pretty cool because a lot of the DC Multiverse figures, I'd be like, man, I wish they put an S on the back of the cape for some of the classic Supermans, but they haven't done it yet. But really cool that they decided to do it for this figure. I like the way this one looks. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, now up next we have another Batman figure. This right here is from Wave 3. As you guys can see, it's basically based off that old the Kenner figure from the 1989 Batman that Michael Keaton, when Michael Keaton was Batman, basically. Now I actually have that old Kenner figure right here, so it's pretty cool that Mcfarlane decided to make this figure and throw it in with the Superpowers line, because obviously he didn't wear this suit in the Superpowers cartoon, but it's definitely paying homage to this old Kenner Dark Knight's Collection Batman figure right here. So that's pretty awesome. I'm actually going to see if they stand the same, if they're, you know, exactly the same scale. But yeah, man, same you know, same Superpowers was it card backing. You can see Batman right there. Taking a look up close, you can see he doesn't have any kind of accessories, which I would have liked him to come with some kind of grappling hook or something, but you know, not too much to complain about for the price point I paid. You guys go ahead and pause that if you guys want to read up on it. I wish they would have choose a different Batman symbol right there. Maybe chose the one that's on his chest right there, just because this figure isn't part of that era right there, which I think is the 80s Batman right there. Yep. Some other figures. You can see the rest of Wave 3 right there. As you guys can see, Manta right there. I haven't found that figure yet. I really do want him, but he's a really hard figure to find, and so is Reverse Flash. I don't think a lot of people are able to find these figures yet. At least they haven't hit. I know he's hit stores, but I haven't been able to find him yet. But yep, let's go ahead and crack him out of the packaging, all right? Okay, now taking a look at Batman up close out of his packaging. Let's measure him out for you guys real fast. With the top of his ears, he comes out to 4 7/8 right at the top of his ears. So he's the same size as Superman, you know, basically with the top point of his ears. As far as the top of his head, he comes out to 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 like the rest of the figures, but with the top point of his ears, it's 4 7/8, okay? Like I said, no kind of accessories or anything like that. But let's go ahead and show him next to this old Kenner, not Superpowers, but Kenner Dark Knight's Collection Batman right here. Basically the same height, man. Pretty cool. I love the fact that Mcfarlane decided to go ahead and make this figure. Obviously, the gold on there isn't, you know, as dark as this figure right here. But, you know, this is a really old figure. I mean, this is from, you know, 1990, you know, maybe 1991. But, yep. Definitely paying some homage to those old, to the old Kenner line right there. So I love it, the fact that he did that. Now taking a look, you can see that his chest is a little bit more glossy, not real bright glossy, but a little bit more glossy than his arms right there. And you can see his gloves is a flat black, and same as his boots right there. It's nice flat black right there. And his cowl, barely any shine to it at all. So it's a big old square chin. I love that. His cape is removable in case you guys want to remove it, okay? Really awesome looking figure. Like I said, man, if you guys have been sleeping on this line and you've been debating on jumping on it, now's the time to go ahead and do it, man, because you guys can actually find these figures on sale at a bunch of different platforms. Like I said, I got a lot of these on Amazon, so, or check out the Mcfarlane Toy Store. He normally throws in a pretty good deal on a bunch of bundles, okay? Let's go ahead and move on to the next. Okay, now up next we got my boy Nightwing, aka Dick Grayson. Now as you can see, this is almost the same Nightwing as the other one we looked at as far as the head sculpt goes, but this right here, he's in his 80s Nightwing costume. This isn't his old classic costume that had like the shoulder, or not the shoulder, but the neck collar basically, and it's not like bright baby blue like the old Nightwing back in the day, but this is his older costume, I think from the 80s, maybe the early 90s, okay? But yep, same weapons that the other Nightwing came with right there. Obviously a different image of Nightwing right here. Taking a look at the back of the box, you guys can go ahead and pause that if you want to read up on Dick Grayson. Another figure checklist right here. Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box, okay? Okay, now here's Nightwing out of the box. Like I said, when you guys were looking at him through the packaging, that he's basically the same Nightwing as this one right here, just in a different suit, and his mask on his face is painted more of a darker, like a navy blue, basically. But almost the same figure, you know, all the same, what is it, plastic sculpting and everything. It's just a different suit, okay? Now he does come with the same weapons as that other Nightwing right there, just all black little weapons that fit inside of his hands right there. He's going to have the same measurements, so you know, 4 3/4 right there. And taking a look, you guys can see all the gold right here in his Nightwing symbol up there. His belt, he has like I said, like a navy blue right here, then a bright blue on his gloves, a bright blue on his boots right here. That's what he looks like in the back. Like I said, I love the color they chose. Like I said, I know it's the exact same figure, so it's almost like you bought the same figure. It's just, you know, really cool that, you know, that they, you know, pick different colors from different eras of time for these figures, you know, different Batman outfits, different Nightwing outfits. I think that's pretty cool. We're going to throw his weapons in his hands real fast. Get in there. There you go. And that's how he looks. Pretty awesome figure. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Now up next, we have another Batman right here. Now this Batman is based off of the Flashpoint. If you guys ever seen the Flashpoint or read the Flashpoint comic book, basically, you'll know that this isn't Bruce Wayne. That is Thomas Wayne, is Batman's dad. You can see the character right here in the front. You can see a picture of him right here. You can see that classic, was it Flashpoint Batman symbol. You guys can see he doesn't come with any kind of accessories. Obviously, DC doesn't allow the characters to come with any kind of guns, basically. So, but it would have been cool if he had his guns that go in there. Taking a look at the back, you guys can pause that and read up on it. It'll tell you a little bit about Flashpoint in case you guys never read that comic book or seen the cartoon movie at all. But yeah, let's go ahead and pop him out of the box. Okay, now here's Thomas Wayne out of the box. Let's measure him out real fast. He comes out to 5 inches, so he is actually the tallest one. His ears touch the 5-inch mark right there. So he's actually the tallest figure out of all of them so far. It's taller than Superman and taller than that Batman over there, all right? But taking a look at him up close, no kind of weapons. Like I said, it would have been cool for him to have guns that fit in here. If, like I said, you guys, you know, this Batman, this Thomas Wayne ended up, you know, having guns, and basically he was really ruthless when it came to his villains. But love the paintwork, the gray, the red, you know, that bright red belt, bright red gun holsters. Now, you can't put any kind of guns in his hands because his hands are closed plastic right there. Pegs in the bottom of his feet, removable cape. So he has bright red eyes. Pretty cool, man. Ears are cut short. Really cool looking figure, man. Would have been nice to be able to at least fit some guns in his hands. You know, they sell them guns at like Dollar Tree in them little packs. It would have been nice to fit some guns in there, but his hands are closed right there. But let's move on to the next one, all right? Okay, now last but not least, we have a Robin right here. This is the Robin from the 3rd wave. As you can see, it's the same sculpt as the Robin that we looked at from the 2nd wave right there. Only difference is that one's more bright colors. This one right here, he has a darker green, darker red. He has a black cape and then a black mask instead of a more comic book or cartoon looking mask like that one over there, okay? Now, all the same measurements on the box. You can see Tim Drake right there, the word Robin. Take a look at the back. You guys can go ahead and pause that if you guys want to read up on Tim Drake. These were most of the figures that we already looked at, besides obviously the ones that I already done told you guys about, Manta, Reverse Flash, and some of the figures in the 1st wave. Yep, now let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. Okay, now here's Tim Drake out of the box. Like I said earlier, you can see that it's the same Robin figure as the one we looked at earlier. So it's going to be the same height, a little bit shorter than most of these other figures right here, just because he's going to be shorter than Batman. Taking a look at him up close, like I said, you can see that he has a black cape instead of the yellow cape like the one back there. More darker colors, a black mask instead of the, you know, the bright green mask you have over there. Reminds me a lot of the old Kenner Batman Forever, Chris O'Donnell Robin right there. Yep, as you can see, the green, the bright reds, and the same with the 1990 or 1989 Kenner Robin figure right here. So pretty cool. I love the fact that he decided to go ahead and redo this and just make it a more darker color. So I might display that one with some of my superpower figures and display this one in its own line with that that Batman right there, that 1989 Batman. Yep. Pretty cool looking figure. Well, if you guys are still with me, let's go ahead and get into those vehicles. I'm not going to try and waste too much time. I know this is going to be a longer video, but I tried not to focus too much on each one of these figures. But let's go ahead and crack into those vehicles, okay? Okay, now getting into the vehicles, we're going to start off with the Batwing first. The Batwing and the Supermobile were two of the first vehicles that Mcfarlane had released with the Superpowers line. It came out with the first wave. Like I said, these were Walmart exclusives at first. Now you can see the front of the box right here. You can see a really cool drawing of the artwork image of the Batwing right there. The Superpowers logo, Batwing, DC, says 12 plus. Right here lets you know that this is made by Mcfarlane Toys. Now, I've already measured the box up for you guys. It's 9 inches long by 6 inches tall by 4 inches in depth. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need if you're going to be displaying this in the box, okay? This is the side of the box right there. You can see the toy right here. On the back, it just lets you know that it does have a couple different features. As the canopy does open, it does have a capture claw right there in the front, and the wings do fold up and then they do fold down, okay? Yep, that's the side. There you go. Let's go ahead and crack this out of the box. Okay, now here's how this Batwing comes out of the box. It just has this little plastic container right here that it basically sat in. So didn't have to do any kind of, you know, connecting or anything like that, or hook any kind of stickers on there. It all comes just like that, okay? And as you guys can see, the wings do fold up and down like it said on the back of the box. So you just fold them down, and then there you go. That's pretty much it. There's no missiles or anything like that that shoot out of this thing. Now, it is kind of small on the smaller end. I feel like it should have been a little bit bigger when you're standing these figures next to it. But I'm not tripping too bad because I do want this to sit on top of that old Kenner's Hall of Justice what is it, play set that they came out with back in the day. So I'm not tripping too bad that it's not very big. I guess it just seems like it should have been a little bit bigger. Now, taking a look at it, like I said, you don't have to put any kind of stickers on it. There is a little piece of tape holding it right here. Let's see if I can get that off real quick for you guys. Okay, now there you go. I had to take that little sticker off, and some of the sticker residue was stuck on there, so I had to keep it. You know, if you guys ever take something sticky like a piece of tape and you keep sticking it against it, it'll rip up some of that excess sticky stuff. But yeah, now there's a button right here. If you guys push that button, that right there, the canopy ends up popping up, and then you guys can put the figure inside, and I'll show you guys what it looks like with a figure in there. But like I said, you don't have to put any stickers. It already came with the stickers all connected. Has a little bat symbol, what is it, steering wheel basically right there. It doesn't rotate or anything, but pretty cool that it does have a little steering wheel right there. Nice little seat. Like I said, this is basically the only action feature besides the wings popping up. And there is one more. Let's go ahead and get that back in there. Close. Okay, now real fast, I came into a little bit of an issue. As soon as I took off the tape and I pushed the button right there in order for the flap to open up, this little spring popped right open. So this spring goes inside there. It ended up popping, ended up breaking off piece of the canopy right there. You can't see it because it broke off inside of here, but this right here is the little spring that ends up keeping this thing up in the air after you push the button, because as you guys can see now, it just falls back and forth. So it still works. You can't see that it's actually broken, but it is broken. Normally when you push this button, this thing is obviously supposed to pop up, but the spring broke off in there and just shot right out as soon as I opened it up. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But the good thing is I got this thing on sale for like 15 bucks on Amazon. So I'll just return it and get a new one. And hopefully it doesn't happen again. But just know that that happened as soon as I took off the tape and pushed that button, okay? Now, like I said, there's no other kind of missiles or anything like that. There is another action feature. You guys look at the bottom right here. There's a little trigger right here. And it works those little claws right there. Little pincher claws. If you guys remember the old 1989 Tim Burton Batman movie, Michael Keaton, he played Batman. He was inside that his Batwing. He ended up grabbing the Joker's gas balloons and took them up in the air. So it's kind of cool that he added that feature right there. I'm not really upset that that broke off. Sometimes that stuff happens. This thing wasn't, you know, crazy expensive or anything. But just wanted to let you guys see exactly what happened. This thing's new out of the box, and that ended up happening, okay? But you guys also can see that the color that he chose for this vehicle is actually the same color as the old Superpowers Batmobile. So That's pretty cool that he ended up doing that right there. Even the windshield being like that translucent orange, the same as this one right here. I think that's pretty cool. But as you guys can see, the Batmobile is clearly a lot bigger than this Batwing. That's why I think that this should have been a little bit bigger. But, you know, for the price point, I guess, to keep it low, I'm not going to complain too much. But let's go ahead and throw a Batman in here real fast, okay? Let's choose this one. See how he looks real quick. There he is inside of there. And it closes just like that. And that right there's how it looks. Let's go ahead and measure it out for you guys real quick. As far as wingspan goes, it's about 10.5 inches long, okay? And then about 7.5 inches in width. And it's not very tall at all. I mean, it measures up to about almost 3 inches. 3 inches tall at the tallest part, which is one of these bat wings right there. But yeah, pretty cool little toy. Like I said, it's a nice little vehicle for the price point. I can't really complain. You know, it always would have been cool to have projectiles or something like that. And yeah, that piece broke off, but no big deal. I'll just, you know, exchange it on Amazon or something like that. And like I said, you guys can flip up those, the wings just like that, you know, for storage purposes or something like that, or sitting it on some kind of pedestal or whatever. But like I said, it's not as big as you probably want it to be to go next to this Batmobile right here, but it's still a pretty cool looking toy. Let's go ahead and move on to Wonder Woman's Invisible Jet, okay? Okay, now flying in next, we have Wonder Woman's Invisible Jet. This vehicle actually came out this year, so it came out after the Batwing and after that Supermobile. I think this ranged for about maybe $19.99 if I can remember, but I got it off Amazon for like 12 bucks if I remember. Now, looking at the front of the box, you can see it says Superpowers DC. Let you know that the name of this vehicle is called the Invisible Jet. It's a Wonder Woman's vehicle. You can see this really cool art image right here of the Invisible Jet kind of being translucent the way they drew it, making it look invisible. Keeping with the same classic superpower colors on the front of the box. Now, this box actually measures out to the same measurements as the Batwing we looked at. So 9 inches long by 6 inches tall by 4 inches in depth. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need if you're going to be displaying this, okay? This right here is the top of the box. The side of the box shows the same image as the front. On the back, you get to see some of the action feature that this vehicle has. The canopy does open, which hopefully it's not broke like that Batwing. It does have a capture claw that comes down, and it does fit one figure, okay? Let's go ahead and crack this baby out of the box. Okay, now I got the Invisible Jet all out of the box. You can see it comes with the main middle piece right here, the housing of the jet. Comes with 2 different wings. Now, you got to be careful not to put the wings on the wrong side, which I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then it comes with a little tail right here that hooks on the back, okay? Now, let's start off with these little wings real quick. As you guys can see that one wing is going to hook on one side. They're not labeled or anything, but obviously you see these little pieces right here. You don't want them up. So you don't want to put those, you know, sitting up like this. You want them underneath the vehicle, just like that, okay? And they just slide into those little notches, just like that. See those little notches on the wing? They just slide in, just like this. And then push them back, okay? They're not going to like snap as soon as you push them in. You got to push them in and then push them back. So put them in, push them back like that. And then you'll hear them snap, okay? Same with this side. Stick them in and push them back, just like that, okay? You can kind of hear them snap once you push it in, all right? And then there's a little tail right here. And then that little tail has the same little grooves, hooks right into here. It's kind of hard to see because this whole thing is basically translucent. I said translucent. Yep. And it hooks in there just like that. Now you see how it goes down? That's actually part of the action feature, which I'll show you in a second, okay? But this is actually really cool. I mean, there's no color to it. It's just translucent. You guys can see a yellow string inside there. And that yellow string is what works this little capture claw, which I'll show you in 1 second, okay? Now, there's a Wonder Woman symbol right here. If you push that, the little lid pops open. You see no spring or nothing like that popped out. Now, there's no kind of stickers inside here because this thing's meant to be, you know, translucent and invisible. So you're meant to basically not see anything on the inside of it, you know? But a cool looking little toy, man. I think this is, I actually have the Imaginext Wonder Woman's Invisible Jet, and it's not even as cool as this one. This is actually really cool right here, you know? Now, on the back right here, you can see, or on the bottom, I mean, you can see this little claw. You go ahead and pull that claw out. It's kind of just engraved right there in the plastic. You pull that claw out, and this claw can open up, and it can close. You just open it up with your hands, and it closes. And then it's on a string, so if you pull that string down, it can come down pretty far like that. And then I think you can grab, you know, a villain or maybe help out one of your other heroes and grab them. And then if you push this little button right here, it shoots back up. Let's see that again real quick. You push that, push the back of the tail, and it shoots right back up. It shoots up pretty fast. But if you guys want to go ahead and tuck that away, you can tuck that away right in here. Just make sure that it's closed and it hooks right back in there, okay? Pretty cool little jet, man. I love this way this thing actually looks. Let's go ahead and measure it out real fast before we put Wonder Woman in it. It measures out to about 9.5 inches. So it's 9.5 inches long by 10 inches in width right there from the back of the wing. So not real big, but you know, big enough. I think that'll look really cool on top of that that old Hall of Justice playset. Let's go ahead and throw Wonder Woman in there real quick, all right? Like I said, you push the little Wonder Woman button right there. Squeeze her legs in. Close it up, and there she is. Now, obviously, you can see her on the inside because, like I said, this is just clear, translucent plastic. But still, pretty cool little vehicle, man, for the price point. Like I said, I think I got this thing for like 12 bucks on Amazon right now. Or not right now, but I think I got this like a week or two ago. So maybe go ahead and go shopping if you guys are looking to get it, okay? Or you guys can find it in stores, like I said, like Walmart, or maybe find it on Big Bad Toy Store or something, okay? But yeah, pretty awesome looking vehicle. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one, the Supermobile, all right? Okay, now last but not least, I'm sorry this video was so long, but we're going to be taking a look at Superman's Supermobile, which makes absolutely no sense because he's Superman and he doesn't need a flying jet. But, you know, it's whatever gimmick they can come out with, I'm probably going to buy the toy possibly. But yeah, taking a look at the front of the box, you can see this really cool art image right here, the toy that's inside. You can see the Superpowers logo, Superman Mobile basically, or Supermobile, Superman's S action vehicle. Now, these measurements are a little bit different. This box is going to be bigger than the other two. It comes out to 14 inches long by 6.5 inches tall by 4 inches in depth. Okay, so make sure you keep that in mind when you're displaying this. This right here is the top of the box. This right here is the side. You can see the toy right there and Superman inside. Now, on the back of the box, you can see some of the action features, just like the other vehicles we looked at. It has a little jail cell right there. Has arms like punching action, those little metal arms on the front of the vehicle punch. And then it has an open canopy that fits a figure inside, okay? Yeah, pretty cool looking vehicle so far. Let's go ahead and pop this baby out of the box. Okay, now here's the Supermobile out of the box. It comes with this little fin right here. Not a little fin, but it comes with a big fin that hooks on the back right there. I actually didn't even see this. I pulled the thing out the box and I was like, dang, man, the thing's missing it. Someone probably returned it to Amazon and didn't return this piece. But come to find out, when I opened one end of the box and slid the whole vehicle out, there was a plastic piece. And then on the other side of the plastic piece, there was this thing right here wrapped in a little plastic baggie, basically. Now, this right here is how it looks coming out of the box. There's a little tab right here that says remove before use. So let's go ahead and pull that out right there. I guess this just hooks right into this little square part right there. If you guys hold that down, you can see a square opening. There's a square opening right on the end of that right there. I'm going to guess you just hook that in there just like that. And that's how it ends up working. Oh, it just clicks. You got to push it right there and it clicks in, okay? Then you guys can close it, all right? This piece right here, you want it to be like that. Obviously, it's not going to fit like that because there's only a smaller peg hooks right there, and these two are farther apart. So you hook these in just like that. You're probably going to hear it click. Yeah, just like that. And there you go. All assembled, man. That right there is how it looks. Let's measure it real quick before we get into all the action features. Measures out to the back of these little jet engines, about 13 inches long. To about, let's say maybe 5 inches tall. The widest width is about 6 inches. All right. So that's what you're looking at as far as displaying this. Okay. Now, as you guys can see, this big Superman symbol right there, just like the bat symbol, just like the Wonder Woman symbol. If you guys hit this, the little canopy ends up popping open just like that. Luckily, nothing broke. You guys can see on the inside, there's a little seat right there for Superman to sit in. All the stickers were already attached when I pulled this out of the box. And you guys can see those stickers right there. Obviously, you guys can see the little metal fist right here, and it let you know on the back of the box that that's the action feature. So if you guys twist this little knob right underneath it, you guys can see that those little arms end up, you know, punching out like you're going to punch somebody. Just like that. You just twist it back and forth. So, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and throw Superman on the inside real fast. Come here, Soups. Push this cape down. Right there is how Superman looks on the inside. You just close it up, and you guys can see through the translucent red right there that that's what Superman looks like, okay? Now, it says that it does hold some villains, so it does have little villain compartments. See if we open these little tab right there that you put your thumbnail in. Let's see, open up. Is it supposed to open up right there? I think so. There you go, yep. All right, yep. Now, this says it's big enough to hold a villain. Let's see if a figure fits inside of there, okay? Because it actually looks like it might just hold some accessories. I'm not really sure. Let's see if this side opens up too. And it does, yep. So there's enough room to maybe put accessories on one side and maybe hold another character on the other side real quick. And then it has little air vents. I thought that this thing might possibly have some kind of electronic sounds, because a lot of times you'll see that when it has like little open vents right here, but it doesn't. It must just be to let you know that a character can fit in there and, you know, make sure he can breathe, basically. So let's pick out a villain real fast. Let's go ahead and go with Batman Who Laughs, see if he'll fit in there. Squish him down. I don't really see him fitting in there. Yeah, I don't see him fitting in there. So I don't know what they mean by villains might possibly fit in here, because I don't see any villains fitting in there. Let's try this side. No, man, they seem a little bit too big. I don't see how these villains fit in there. Let's try another one real quick, because of how big the Batman Who Laughs metal ears are right there. Let's try another figure. Let's try Deathstroke real quick, all right? Because at least we know the weapons will fit in there. Let's bend his legs a little bit. Yeah, I don't see these villains fitting in there. So I don't know what they're talking about little jail cells, because I don't see these figures fitting in there. But if anything, at least you know that you know, your weapons and stuff will fit inside there, okay? But I don't see any kind of any way that these villain figures are gonna fit inside there. There's just not enough room in there, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of seeing all of my Superpower action figures. Like I said, I'm missing a bunch of them. I've already told you guys which ones they are, but a lot of these toys you're able to find pretty cheap off Amazon right now. Some of them are on sale, or at least they're $9, so it's not going to break the bank to start slowly collecting them, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.